Hey, hi, hello, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Mark. How you getting on today? Welcome to the end. You may notice there's a lot of weird tunnels and a lot of weird pathways. This is just how I mine. I have absolutely no idea your technique for doing it, but I like to do stuff like this. I have absolutely no idea why. It is certainly not faster. I just prefer it. I think it looks way cooler. Oh, don't. Oh, don't. Yep. And he's just gone. Weird. Was wondering if that was still a thing. So it's no surprise. I'm in here getting endstone. Taking a really long time. I absolutely could have and possibly should have taken a beacon with me. But for the life of me, I can't remember whose video I was watching. But someone said that even if you have efficiency 5 and a haste 2 beacon, it still doesn't insta-mine the blocks. And I could test that, and I'm just gonna take their word for it. Let's be honest, people probably know a lot more about Minecraft than I do. So I'll just believe them. I figured I can't really be bothered moving my beacons back and forth. So here we are. I'm just mining it out by hand. I'm sure it won't take me that long. Usually, I would spare you the thought and I'd just be like, look, I got more endstone. But then I figured I haven't actually shown you the end in a wee while, that there's anything cool here to actually show you. I'm not 1,000,000%. Behave. Yeah, they're just gone. I mean, the voice is still here. Not the voice, the sound is still here, but they're just gone. It's so weird. Anyway, welcome to episode 50. I honestly, my batteries have ran out on my other Xbox controller and I'm back on the broken one. And look, listen to it. I'm assuming you can hear me pressing LB. And it just won't go. It just won't scroll through. Oh, it's a nightmare. Go away. I can't even remember what I was going to say. I got too sidetracked. Oh, yes. Episode 50. But I wouldn't necessarily say that we've done enough stuff to warrant needing to do like a world tour. Maybe, perhaps we'll do a quick squiz of everything we've done in 50 episodes, but it will be very quickly. Not like this intro. I'm gonna stop waffling on. I'm gonna get a load more endstone. I'll see you back at the monument. And then perhaps for the new here and the newly initiated to my channel in the series, you'll see what we've made so far. But I'll be sure to do it quite quickly because, well, mainly either it's gonna be showing you the monument, it's gonna be showing you the guardian, or it's just gonna be showing you around the house. So it shouldn't take too long. We can get back into the episode. So I'll see you in a wee minute. We're back at the monument and I've been very busy. All the grey side now is being completely hollowed out. Hopefully it should be even with the purple side. Yes, when I say purple, I mean magenta. Basically the same color. Leave me alone. I haven't brought this all the way down and made it flat like down there, mainly because it's near enough to the wall. I don't actually know how we're going to be getting up and down. And that is certainly something I'm going to have to work on, and we're going to have to come up with an idea. Also, I've just left this here because there's no real point in making it endstone if it is just going to be disappearing very shortly anyway. Speaking of endstone, this last time I've been very busy. I've been very busy losing my mind, but I mean, we'll get to that point in a minute. So all over here, coming back all the way over here, and then all the way off this side of the cliff, been turned into endstone. I think it looks great. I think it is coming together very, very nicely. Ow. Munch, munch, munch. It is just taking a very, very, very long time. I mean, obviously to be expected. There just isn't really a quick way of doing it. I mean, I guess there is. If I just go at it with a spade, I kind of lose the shape, and that's obviously not what I want. I just want to completely reciprocate. Is that the right word? Possibly. The actual shape of what the island is, and then in the future I'll be able to terraform and everything will be fine. What I'm doing for right now, as you'll see here, I go around each, I don't know, step, line, border, whatever they're called, which then allows me to just get rid of all the mycelium in here, which leaves a very weird looking shape like this, and I'm allowed to just fill in the rest with the endstone. There may be quicker ways, but this is just the way I enjoy doing it. It means everything stays the same. It all looks very natural, and then we're left with something that looks like this. I think I'm probably over halfway done, except over here. It'll probably take quite a lot longer because it is very mountainous, which means I need to start replacing all these blocks here, as well as all the blocks over here. But you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm slowly plodding along, and hopefully at some point, maybe I can convince B to come in and help me. The grass over here is still looking luscious. I think it was absolutely the right choice. I think having the red mushrooms mixed in with a lush green, I think it looks great. As for right now, however, I'm gonna give myself a break. I'm gonna go make some enchiladas for dinner with B, and then this will get done at some point. It will probably just continue to be periodic updates throughout the video. Perhaps if nothing else gets done today, there won't be any other updates. I don't really know. Maybe we'll start the world tour. Everything will be splendid, I promise. But for right now, I hope you've enjoyed the start of the video so far. I hope you think this big thing here looks really cool, and and I'll see you on the other side once I work out what we're gonna do. So the more I thought about it, the more I thought it would be a good idea to do a little bit of a world tour, and that's mainly because, well, it's not even really for you guys. I mean, it is. But if I'm gonna chronicle my series, something that I can look back on, surely I'm gonna wanna have comparisons, so I can just look at places and just think to myself, oh yeah, that's how that looked. There was just nothing here. Because just like this, you are left thinking, wow, where did that mountain go? Where did all this come from? So all over here was relatively hilly. All around pretty much here was all hilly. If I'm not mistaken, right in the house here was pretty much all mountain. Now, let's just clear that out of the way. I was doing that for dramatic effect. All this had to go. All over here, this is the garden, had to be flattened. All this had to be brought up. All here, flattened. This mountain, gone. All over here, brought up, brought out, raised, destroyed. This area is crazy. Something actually over here I had completely forgotten about. Looking right here is obviously unrecognizable like the rest of the place, but I really think especially here you get a sense of just how much work me and B have put into this place. I had absolutely no blocks in my inventory, so I had to use wet sponges to go back out. Also, that actually does bring me to my point. Not that you don't believe me, but you are free to look in the top left-hand corner. Every single jump cut, I have done my absolute best to set up the camera angle so it is a clean cut. I haven't actually seen it yet because obviously I'm not editing between clips. I'll just edit in the one big batch and hope everything turns out well, but I know for a fact I am matching up the coordinates. Or if I haven't, I will be genuinely annoyed at myself. So just before we move on, this one's gonna be fairly anticlimactic. If I stand right here, well, I'm just inside a mountain. And I mean, very, very inside. Look how far this thing is. Look at the absolute state of it. All this, gone. All out here, being brought up. Actually, if you do remember, it was just my laziness and being able to convince B to just cover all this with dirt and leave this little under alcove here with nothing in it. And that's what led to the underground bunker, because roughly, this is actually genuinely really hard to picture. I would say maybe here. What happens if I stand here? Okay, so that one I was a little bit too overzealous with, because unfortunately I'm not anywhere cool. I am, however, right in the middle of my wheat field. But I think you get my point. Right here in the middle of the village, right smack bang in the middle of the place that gives me the most anxiety and fear in the whole place. As we pivot our way around here, you look at the buildings, you look at the people, well, they're not actually faces that we know and love because they kind of keep disappearing, but the sentiment stays the same. Everywhere looks great. Whereas here, obviously, there's nothing. And yeah, granted, I am 3 blocks up. I'll be honest with you, I didn't think that this view here made for the best content. Basically, the main theme, what I'm getting at here, is that I'm very proud from going from this to this in just over 4 months. Or, I mean, obviously, in 50 episodes. But you've also got to think, we haven't just been working at the base, have we? For example, this ocean monument here in the other world just doesn't exist. And well, as for over here, I don't even think we really need that much of an introduction. We've got the Guardian, we've got the Creeper Farm, and like I said, there's no more temple over here. It's gone, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, that pretty much leaves us wrapping up. I say wrapping up, I don't mean on the episode, I mean mainly of the tour, because, well, you've seen the base, you've seen the Guardians, all that's left is to have a look at what we're working on now. That was a very weird inflection in my voice. Basically, we've gone from this to this, and honestly, it's a joy to look at. I really, really love it. Also, the more time I'm spending over here, I really don't think that it looks weird having a shorter one and a longer one of these walkways. I could be wrong, but I think that looks totally fine. I think it looks incredibly natural. However, I think we can still do a couple of comparisons. Mainly just the obvious ones. Actually, no, we're not going to be able to, are we? Because, for example, this looks menacing. But, if I stand here in the old scene, then, well, this is a mountain, isn't it? Gonna have to do comparisons from here, am I? Oh, this is even in the way. Oh, just look at it! This place was an absolute mess before I got my hands on it. If I knock in here, going from this as my bedroom view to this seems genuinely silly. Let's just patch this up really quickly. Ignore the fact that I'm absolutely destroying my builds just to get cinematic shots. Now just for the final view. Let me stand here. Let me have this in the backdrop, and let's just do a full 360 around the place. Trust me, I'm getting there with the dirt. It's taken a very long time, but I'm trying my absolute best. The end end stone, still the same thing. It's just taken a long time, I promise. But just look how far we've come. It's genuinely unbelievable. It's like night and day. They're just completely different places. And especially once we actually start building on the grass that will be behind me, as well as the end stone that will be here, I think, I don't know, it's just gonna be spectacular. I really need to do these more often. The updates and the tours and the snapping back and forth, because they're so much fun to make and edit and look at. However, I think doing them too often will ruin it, because if we do them too often, you won't notice the change. Because, like, seeing this and then immediately seeing this is genuinely, it's just different. It's special. It's wild. Might be the thumbnail. I take it back. It's definitely the thumbnail. But yeah, if we do these too often, you won't get the big changes. So I think probably the next time we see one will either be if somehow we do so much here the project is finished and then we want to do the before and after again, or it'll be at episode 100. Now, I have no idea what minute of the video we're on. We could be on minute 5. We could be on minute 50. As you can see, I've still got quite a lot of work to do. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna go edit the video. I'm gonna go do some more work. We'll pick it up in just a wee second for you. It'll probably be the next day for me, and then we'll continue from there. So until then, I'll see you in a wee minute. Look how cool that looks. Oh, why did I jump off here? I've gotta take it down. Limit. So I tell you what, I have certainly thought about it, mainly while just digging up all down here. I think here is where I will wrap up the video today, for a couple of reasons. One mainly being, I still have a lot of this to do, and the more time I find something else to do to pad the video with, the less time I actually spend doing this, which unfortunately means in the long run, it takes a lot longer to do. The second reason being, I've just edited everything you've just seen, and I think the video is phenomenal. I don't know how we go up in the terms of this video. I don't mean in the future. Trust me, in the future, I've got plenty of ideas. But for right now, purely in the context of what we filmed today and what you would be seeing for the rest of the video, I don't know how we would improve on that. And then in the future, I can think with absolute certainty episode 50 is essentially just a mini world tour. Then I can always come back to it and know exactly what I'm going to see and actually find what I want to know. I think that makes sense. There's a fair wee bit of waffle in that. But trust me, I think it makes sense. So with that being said, if you like the video, you should like the video. They help me out, they make me feel good, and everyone's a winner. If you haven't subscribed, you definitely should, because if you've managed to stick by me in the days and weeks I've been doing this island, you might as well stick around to see what I do with the place. And if that's not a great endorsement, then I don't know what is. Also, I'm sure at some point B will be back to be in the background and annoying me, so you've got that to look forward to. So having said that, and with that being said, I hope you stay out of trouble, you don't do anything I wouldn't do, and I'll see yous laters!